Hey, Viola Rules here, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. So we're hearing Angel Star's testimony one more time because she decided to interrupt even though she was about to be dismissed, because she wants one more chance to testify. So we'll see if this one goes a little bit better than the last one. Probably won't, but let's hear about this decisive evidence.
Like the lunch lane motto says, you won't be disappointed.
What's she going to pull out of her lunchbox this time? Decisive evidence.
I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One was, of course, the victim's, and the other was the defendant, Miss Lana Sky's blood. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence.
What? There was blood found on that shoe?
Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs.
I do have a question, though. Why didn't you turn that into the forensic team so they could do analysis? Well, I guess they did, but why do you still have it? I'm very confused. Witness, what is the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence?
Simple, as I've already said. I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself.
And you had blood tests performed?
Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics.
Okay. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. Ooh.
What?
You should know the 2 rules of evidence law, Miss Starr. Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being.
Is that right, Mr. Wright?
It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating.
Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, the shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth.
Boy, he's mad about that. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen.
You could at least study some evidence law, really.
Yeah, we should probably know that. The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. Whoa. It seems you have yet another court against you, witness.
Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged.
Victim shoe added to the court record. Okay. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may begin cross-examining the witness. You may cross-examine the witness. Anyway. Okay, so let's see. Which thing was the hole in her testimony? Oh, I can check this item. Sure, might as well, since we can examine it, and it's new evidence.
Hey, there's blood here, too.
On the sole of the shoe? It's got to be the victim's. He must have stepped in a puddle of his own blood.
All this blood, it's horrible.
This blood might be an important clue. I don't think I have to present this, but I do have to press the statement. I can't let this evidence go through without a fight.
You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some, like your client, she is in enough hot water to make a whole batch of soup. Mr. Wright, do you or don't you have a problem with this shoe?
A problem? This is critical. What's wrong with the victim's shoe? There's no problem, there's a problem. There's a problem, alright? If I'm not imagining things, I'd say there's one critical problem with this evidence, a clear contradiction.
That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, Ricky. I'd give you a peppered fish gut now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with this evidence. What I discovered earlier, right? The blood on the bottom of the shoe, right? I'm gonna tilt it slightly just so that the game knows what I'm pointing at. I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of the shoe.
Don't mess with me, Rookie, or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe.
Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of this shoe. It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about blood on the bottom of his shoe? Oh, there's no blood on the ground in the photo that she took. The problem lies in the footprint.
The footprint?
Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't there any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe. This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. If there were bloody footprints, they would have been found. We checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Order, order, order. Well, witness?
What? Huh? Great going, Mr. Wright, but it's true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction, but then we would have to ask why there wasn't a footprint.
Oh, that's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint.
Think, Mr. Wright, think.
Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions.
What?
Yeah. I see. Now I get it. Get what? Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked till the very end. But she slipped. There is one vital hint to the truth in her testimony. Well, what are you talking about? Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect.
The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Remember we found the oil drum that had been kicked over, and there was water in the oil drums? He's going to make the argument that she washed away the footprints. I thought that was a strange thing for a normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty?
Oh, that. I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though, apparently, you're not the slowest conveyor belt at the lunchbox factory.
Witness, well, was the oil drum empty?
The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water.
Well, water? What does that mean? Still don't get it, Mr. Wright. Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason? Aha! You don't mean! Yes, the suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her. That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstain left on the victim's shoe tie her quite clearly to this murder. Then after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs.
Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence.
That reminds me, Miss Sky's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she'd cut herself when she stabbed him?
So my sister's blood on the shoe? That's when it happened?
Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial.
Mr. Wright, do something, please.
What? What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime and she tried to conceal it.
But...
Enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor? Very well.
But Angel Star is on the prosecution side. She could have been lying about the water.
This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. Oh. Another hold it?
Little girl, what did you just say?
Huh?
Me? Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well, I thought you'd had your fill, but here you are demanding a second helping.
Oh, we made her mad with the prosecution statement.
Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called evidence.
Oh, wait, witness, don't tell me you have something else. You've reached your verdict, Your Honor. Any further comments will be held in contempt of court.
Your threats don't scare the cop-up queen. Look at this.
A photograph.
I had this just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim.
I see no room for error in this evidence.
Mr. Wright, wait. Look at the asphalt in this photo.
Hey, it's clearly wet. Yeah, it is. Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all.
It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. Come on, Phoenix, don't give up. I'm sorry, Mia.
Right, wet or not. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up, not until the bitter end.
Thank you, Mia. I still don't understand how this is happening, but thank you. This is the last piece of evidence. Very well, this time I'd like to declare a verdict for good. No. Your Honor, wait. What is with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? No, you can't. Whatever it is, can it wait? No, it can't wait. No, it can't. Then it will be too late. Look at this photograph, the last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, Wright. Are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Yeah, I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this. I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem with this photograph. I'm going to use the cursor just so I'm a little bit more accurate. But what is that? The problem in this photograph is here. What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor? You just said muffler. That was mentioned earlier. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph. Really, Judge? A muffler is also part of a car on a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system, a pipe. I see. Do you not drive, Judge? What's that suspicious-looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler?
So what if there is something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony.
What?
Yeah, you did. Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth on the muffler is related to this case. Because of the cell phone. Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court.
Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler?
Oh, yeah, she realized she wasn't referring to the scarf. Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Well, it seems we will have to suspend the proceedings.
Suspend?
I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any questions unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed? I suppose so. Phew. That was close. But we made it. At least for now. The court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime, after all. He's still hungry? That's what I was about to say. You've been eating this whole entire time, Judge. To be continued, and we will continue this in the next episode. If you guys enjoyed this one, give this video a like. Also be sure to like my Facebook page and follow me on Twitter, as well as support my Patreon. And check out my reaction channel. All those links will be in the description below. And subscribe for more. If you are subscribed or you subscribe right now, be sure to hit that bell icon so you get notified when I upload videos. This is Viola Rules, signing off. Talk to you later.